Good day. My name is Anne Herbert. You may not have heard of me, but if I was to tell you my birth name was Anne Parr, it might sound familiar. You've probably all heard of my elder sister Catherine. She married King Henry VIII, whereas I served as lady-in-waiting to each and every one of his queens. My father was Sir Thomas Parr, and my mother, Maud Green. Father had quite an illustrious career at the Tudor court. He became Master of the Wards, Master of the Guards, and Controller to the King. In 1509, he was knighted and made High Sheriff of Northamptonshire, and in 1510, High Sheriff of Lincolnshire. My mother became a lady-in-waiting to Queen Catherine of Aragon. They got on so well that the Queen was godmother to my sister Catherine, who was named for her, born in 1512. They went on to have two more surviving children, my brother William, born in 1513, and me, born in 1515. There were several other children, but as was the way in those days, they did not survive. Sadly, my father died suddenly in 1517 of the plague, leaving mother a young widow of 25 with 3 small children. She was given the charge of bringing us up and chose not to remarry. Instead, she devoted her time to educating us in the best manner available, including teaching by the same method used by Sir Thomas More, boys and girls being educated together. Aged 13 in 1528, I was made a ward of King Henry VIII and went to court as a maid of honour to Queen Catherine. I served her until she was put aside by the king, and in 1533, when Anne Boleyn was crowned, I served her as a maid of honour. I learnt a lot from Queen Anne, including the new learning, a new religious belief that I would continue to follow as an ardent supporter. After the execution of Queen Anne, I transferred to the service of Jane Seymour and was present at both the baptism of Prince Edward and, sadly, the funeral of Queen Jane. I served Anne of Cleves and Catherine Howard, taking charge of returning Catherine's jewels after her downfall. In February 1538, I married William Herbert, an esquire of the king's body. We were favoured by the king and received many land grants, including Wilton Abbey, Ramsbury, and Cardiff Castle. Within the year, I had given my husband an heir, young Henry. I returned to court duties, serving Queen Anne of Cleves, then Queen Catherine Howard, and I was a witness to the marriage of King Henry to my elder sister Catherine on the 12th of July, 1543 at Hampton Court Palace. I joined her household as a lady-in-waiting, and then as chief lady of the Queen's Privy Chamber and Room of the Stool, meaning I accompanied her everywhere. In 1544, my husband was knighted at the siege of Boulogne against the French. At court, Catherine and I shared a love of the new religion, and we held regular meetings in her chambers, reading banned text and debating religion. One of our associates, Anne Askew, was arrested and tortured for heresy in 1546, and she was interrogated to find her connections to the Protestants at court. Bishop Gardiner obtained the king's permission to arrest the Queen and her ladies to question us about our religious beliefs. But luckily, someone got a warning to Catherine, and she managed to persuade the king that she was merely trying to distract him from his pain by learning about and discussing religion with him. And we were saved, unlike poor Anne Askew, who was burnt at the stake. 28th of January, 1547, King Henry died. William was named one of the guardians to young King Edward, and Catherine retired to Chelsea. I took up a more domestic role. I gave birth to Edward in 1547, and then Anne in 1550. I was still a part of Catherine's household, but I spent more time with my family. Unfortunately, Catherine died in 1548 in childbirth. I went back to court, serving the Lady Mary, the King's sister, and daughter to my first mistress, Catherine of Aragon. On the 10th of October, 1551, William was raised to Baron Herbert of Cardiff, and on the 11th created Earl of Pembroke. But I did not long enjoy the title of Countess, dying on the 20th of February, 1552. I was buried in St. Paul's Cathedral on the 28th of February, next to the tomb of my ancestor, John of Gaunt, and in 1570, when he died, William was buried with me. My modern descendants include the present Earls of Pembroke, Montgomery, and Carnarvon. I do hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into the life of a Tudor courtier. If you have any questions or comments, please do contact us through our website or our Facebook page. Thank you.